Good morning, class 9. Welcome back to the online session of SST. And in this session, we are going to discuss about very important element of the natural environment, that is climate. Okay. In the last two chapters, we have discussed about the landforms and the drainage of India. Okay. But in order to understand the natural environment of our country, we also have to understand the climate of our country. Okay. Since the natural environment comprises of three basic elements, that is landform, drainage and climate. So this time we are going to discuss about the climate. We have already understood about landform and drainage pattern. Today we will discuss about the climate in this chapter. Okay. Now the question like, why do we wear woolens in winter? Why it is hot and uncomfortable in the month of May, and why it rains in June only? Okay, why it rains from June only? Okay, so these questions are very important to understand, and the answer for all these questions can be found out by studying about the climate of our country. Okay, that is India. So let's start. Okay, students, today we are going to discuss about difference between climate and weather. Next will be India's climate, that is monsoon type of climate, and in the next session we will discuss about climate control. Okay, we usually get confused between weather and climate. Most of us will take this as a same. Okay, but it is not actually a same. There is a difference between weather and climate. Okay, let us first understand the difference between weather and climate. State of atmosphere over an area at any point of time. The main important thing that we have to keep in mind is at any point of time. Okay, the state of atmosphere over an area at any point of time is called a weather. Like for example, I will give you the example that it was cold today in the morning. That means during the morning time it was cold and now it is quite warm. That is why we give the statement it was cold today in the morning. Another is it is very hot today. That means yesterday it might not be too hot, but today we are feeling very hot. Okay, that is why the statement says it is very hot today. That means there is a difference in weather from yesterday. Okay, that means yesterday it was quite warmer or cold, and today it is very hot. Now next is climate. Okay, sum total of weather condition and variation over a large area for a long period of time, that is more than 30 years. Okay, when we talk about climate, it is actually the sum total of weather condition and it is for a long period of time. That time we have talked about weather, that was for a certain point of time, but now we are talking about climate, that is for a long period of time. We observe the weather condition of the place for a long period of time, and then we take out the sum total of the weather condition, and this is called the climate. Okay, and we take it mostly over a period of more than 30 years. Okay, for example, hill stations have cool climate. That means when we talk about any places like hills, we always think that the place is cold or cool. Okay, the places like Dras, it is very cold. Whether it is summer season or a winter season, we always think that the place is very cold. In the similar manner, when we talk about hill station also, whether it is summer season or winter season, the place will always remain cool or cold. But we will never imagine the hill station as a very hot place. Okay, we will always think that it is a cool place. Okay, so this was all about weather and climate. I hope you have understood the difference between the weather and the climate. Okay, now let us understand the next point, that is India's climate, that is monsoon type of climate. Okay, students, now let us understand about monsoon. Okay, the word monsoon is derived from the Arabic word that is monsoon, which literally means season. Okay, when we talk about monsoon season, we always remember about the seasonal wind also. Okay, the seasonal trade means brings the rainfall, and it occurs around the month of June, July. Okay, and that is why this monsoon is also known as seasonal monsoon. Okay, now let us understand about the climate of India related with the monsoon. Okay, the climate of India is always described as the monsoon type of climate. Okay, in Asia, this kind of climate is found in south and southeast part of the Asian continent. Students, since we are talking about climate and weather, let us understand the elements that is related with the weather and climate. Okay, the elements of weather and climate are same. Okay, that is temperature, atmospheric pressure, wind, humidity, and precipitation. These are the basic elements of the weather and climate. Okay, now let us take two elements, that is temperature and precipitation, to examine how they vary from place to place and season to season. Okay. Okay, students. Now let us understand about the temperature variation in different places. Okay, and in different season. Let us understand the first one. That is the summer season. Okay. In summer, the mercury occasionally touches 50 degrees Celsius in some parts of Rajasthan desert, whereas it may be around 20 degrees Celsius in Part-15 in Jammu and Kashmir. That from here you can understand that the temperature 50 degrees Celsius, okay, at the place called Rajasthan desert witness the highest temperature, okay, whereas in the same month you will find that 20 degrees Celsius of Part-15 in Jammu and Kashmir witness the low temperature in comparison with the Rajasthan. So there is a difference in the temperature in the same month. Let us understand about the winter. On a winter night, temperature at Dras in Jammu and Kashmir may be as low as minus 45 degrees Celsius. Okay, that means in the place Dras, okay, which is in Jammu and Kashmir, you will find that at night the temperature witness minus 45 degrees Celsius. That means it is very cold. Okay, you cannot imagine how cold it is. Okay, another one is in the same season, Thiruvananthapuram on the other hand may have a temperature of around 22 degrees Celsius, which is quite moderate. Okay, that means from here you can understand that one place in winter is having minus 45 degrees Celsius. On the other hand, the other place, that is Thiruvananthapuram, is having 22 degrees Celsius. There is a difference in the temperature. Okay, so in the same month, in the same season, you will find there is a difference in the temperature. Okay, okay, students. Now let us understand about the precipitation. Okay, there are various types of precipitations. Okay, and among those are rainfall, snowfall, drizzle, hailstorm, and all. Okay, from here we are going to basically focus on rainfall and snowfall. Okay. There are variations not only in the forms and types of precipitations, but also in the amounts of seasonal distribution. Okay, we are not going to discuss only about the forms and the types of precipitation, but we will also discuss about their seasonal distribution. And there is variation in the forms and type as well as in the seasonal distribution. Precipitation, when we talk about precipitation in the upper part of the Himalayas, we will find that there is mostly snowfall, and in the same way when we talk about the rest part of our country, then we will find that there is rainfall. Okay, that means snowfall is mostly in the upper part of the Himalayas. Okay, the annual precipitation varies from over 400 centimeter, that is in Meghalaya, which is the highest rainfall, okay, to the less than 10 centimeter in Ladakh and western Rajasthan. That means the maximum amount of rainfall is in Meghalaya, okay, where we will get about more than 400 centimeter of rainfall, and there are other part, that is Ladakh, and in the western Rajasthan we will find the least amount, that is the less than 10 centimeter of rainfall. Okay, there is a difference between these two. Now let us understand more about precipitations. Okay, when we understood the precipitation, we find that most part of our country receive rainfall from June to September. Okay, this is the month when our country receives maximum rainfall in different parts of the country. Okay, but some parts of Tamil Nadu coast get large portion of its rain during October and November. That is why we say that the Tamil Nadu receives the winter rainfall. Okay, so you can see from here also that there is variation in the distribution of precipitation. Okay, now another point is, in general, coast areas experience less contrast in temperature condition. Seasonal contrasts are more in the interior of the country. From here, what we understand is that the coastal areas, okay, when we talk about coastal areas, they will not experience, or we can say they will experience very less seasonal difference, okay, in comparison to the places in the interior region of our country. Okay, the person who lives in the interior part of our country, they will experience the season in more detail. Okay, that means they can understand and they can witness the difference in the season who lives in the interior part of the country, whereas the person who lives in the coastal region, they will hardly experience much about the difference in their season, because the temperature out there hardly varies, okay, in different kinds of weather conditions. Okay, the seasons, when the season changes, they will hardly feel that there is a change in the season. Okay, so this is the difference. Another point, there is decrease in rainfall generally from east to west in the northern plains. These variations have gave the variety of lives of the people in terms of food they eat, the clothes they wear, and also the kinds of houses they live in. Now from this point we'll understand that there is a decrease in rainfall or precipitation from east to west. As you know that on the eastern side of our country there is a place called Meghalaya where they receive the highest amount of rainfall. On the western side you will find there is Rajasthan where the rainfall is very less. So that is why we can say that there is a decrease in the distribution of rainfall from east to west. In the east they receive maximum rainfall, on the western side they receive very less rainfall. Okay. Accordingly we will find that there is variation in the lifestyle of the people. In terms of the food they eat. Obviously, the place where there is high amount of rainfall, they will grow different kinds of crop in comparison to the place where there is very less amount of rainfall. The lifestyle will vary in terms of food, in terms of clothes also. So the places which is very cold, the people wear the warm clothes, whereas the places which are hotter, okay, they will wear light clothes. So there is difference in the lifestyle in terms of clothes also. Variation in climatic condition also influence the kind of house the people live in. For example, the people who live in a very cold place where the snowfall is there all the time, in those places the people will build the house out of wood or other material which will keep them warm inside. Okay. On the other hand side, the places which are very hot, the people will build the houses out of brick or mud so that the environment inside will be cool, okay, which will make them comfortable to stay inside the house because the outside environment will be very hot. Okay, so the climate also influence the kind of house they live in. Okay students, so we have discussed about difference between the climate and weather, and we have also discussed about the monsoon type of climate. Okay, now in the next session we'll be discussing about the climate control. Okay, so with this I would like to end the session here early, and now I am going to provide you the home assignment. Please note it down. Okay, friends, so here is the home assignment for today. Okay, the first question is why the houses in Rajasthan have thick walls and flat roofs. They have got thick walls and flat roofs. They have got two different functions of this. Okay, I am not going to tell you. You have to do some research. Okay, why is it that the houses in Tarai and Goa and Mangalore have sloping roofs? This is the next question, okay, that asks that the houses in Tarai and Goa and Mangalore have sloping roof. Why is it so? Okay. Next is question number 3. Why houses in Assam are built on stilt? Okay, you might have seen in Assam the houses are mostly built on stilt, okay, and the lower portion is left blank. Okay, why? So we have to research and get the answer for this also. Okay, so these are the 3 important questions for you all for today. Okay, please do it, and after completion please send me my WhatsApp number. I have been waiting for your answer, but most of the time I am not getting your answer. So this time I will be waiting for your answer. Obviously, I think that you will be providing me with the answers. Okay, so with this I would like to take a leave from the session. You all take care, stay safe. Thank you.